I made a new friend. Do you want to meet him? He doesn't like being watched. You're not how I remember you, Abby. I was assuming Abby wasn't a caterpillar before. Oh my god, are you inviting me over to your house? I'd love to come. Can I bring a bottle of wine? And then I was just like, what standard of morals do aliens have? Let's get into Obelisk. So, Obelisk is this ARG or augmented reality game. It's more like an unfiction story, I should say that. There's not a lot of game elements. But it's made by Lizardmeninc, and he, in his bio, says he's like 21. And I saw a couple of clips of this, and he's a VFX artist, and it's really cool what he has been able to do. And the story, I don't know too much about the story yet, but I do find it interesting. But like the visual effects I've seen from it are very creepy and reminds me a lot of a video game. And then there are times where it's photorealistic. So I do find that interesting. It has been described as a surrealist piece. So I do believe there's going to be a lot of symbolism within the story. And I love some good theorizing about what could this mean. I made a new friend. Do you want to meet him? He lives in here. He's in my closet. Can you see him? I cannot see him. No. Okay, so looking around the room, I feel like it's a child based on the rabbit that's there. So that's interesting. So like a monster in the closet. Okay. I should say if like I'm saying like it's an unfiction or an ARG, it's usually a type of puzzle thing. So I do like to look at it like it's a puzzle. So, oh, there he is. Oh, oh, okay. Do you see him? I do. I do. Oh, where'd he go? He doesn't like being watched. Do we have any other Fall Out Boy fans watching YouTube from the closet? No? No? Just me? Cool, cool. That's understandable. Well, I also want to remind everyone this is all VFX art. Where did he go? Like, this is all created? I'm watching TV. Sometimes my friend comes to watch too. Fun, thanks. He is here. The cartoon's over though. You can go back to bed, right? He is upstairs. Do you see him? I don't. And I don't want to, honestly. Oh. He is in my closet. Okay, let's get a look at this guy. Oh. Okay. Is that his hands or his feet at the bottom there? Like, is he on all fours crawling out of the closet? Because I do. Like, either is awful, but I kind of hate the idea that it's crawling out of the closet. Because that would suggest it's too large to actually fit in that closet. Okay. Do you see him? I do. I do see him. Okay, so that was one on the playlist, so we're going right into two. You're almost gone. Is that a person? Oh, oh, oh. Okay, so this thing is getting on all fours again. So I have to wonder if it's the creature. I just want to slow it down for a second. Playback speed. Let's go a little slower. Do we see its face? Oh, ooh, 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 just for like a second there. Kind of. Okay, I can't really tell if it's our same guy, but it looks like he's getting on all fours again. Okay. There is a door that's opening up in like a forest. This kind of reminds me of like those stories about like staircases in the middle of the woods, but also like if we're thinking about surrealism and we're like focusing on like symbolism. Um Doors are gateways, typically are portals. Um like kind of like think of like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Like it opens up and leads to something else. Forests tend to be very mystical and magical as well. So this finding a door in isolation and then like a house attached to it feels like it means something. Let's maybe see if we can figure it out. You don't need my play speed. Oh, hi. Who are you? Are any of you guys watching TikTok that who's like the worm guy? I forget what that worm thing is called, but he's all over. Marcus. Marcus the worm. That looks like Marcus, but like the Eldritch God version of Marcus. Was that door not open previously? Oh, it wasn't. Okay. So whatever it was, did it go through that did it go through that door? Okay. Sounds like a cat crying, maybe? I don't know. We have this door or the chair blocking the door. So something's trying to get into this room. Check on Abby. Who's Abby? Oh, okay, the chair's gone. Oh, this is giving like point and click game vibes. Very point and click game vibes. Hmm. Oh, okay, Abby's a baby. The doors were locked. Okay. So clearly this is dealing with a missing child, as the best ARGs and apparently horror games now, especially with mascot horror, as all of them require, is missing children. Guess we assume that it was taken. It's just interesting to me that like you'd hear those sounds and you're like, I swear the door was locked, but why would you have a chair? Why would you have a chair up against the door? Unless you're like trying to keep things out. And if you were a parent with a child afraid of intruders, you would want the child in the room with you, or like you wouldn't want to be hindered from getting to the child. I don't know, that feels off. I have to assume like this thing is the thing that took the kid, right? I was also gonna say, I've noticed that like in this scene specifically, it looks very much like a liminal space, like the back rooms. I don't know if it's alluding to that, but it also makes me wonder if it is a nod to that short story, like the yellow wallpaper, where like a woman like starts going mad, and it's just like by staring at this yellow wallpaper. And I wonder if that is also like part of it. I recently found a strange abandoned house. It is a strange abandoned house. There are no other houses built around it, and it is seemingly in the middle of nowhere. It has no doors or windows. There are no obvious ways inside. I ended up finding a flat piece of wood that appeared to be hiding something. Behind it was an entrance to a crawl space. What is the secret this house is hiding? I wouldn't go in. Oh, okay, we're in. The movement of the camera is so good. Like, it does feel like someone is holding it legitimately. And like, I do forget until like the texture of the floor is a little off, but like I do forget that this is not actually someone like filming just strange things. Like, this was all computer created. It's a way inside. Wait, then what pushed that down first? Like that. Okay. It smells like burnt matches. Well, that sounds like it might be an electrical fire. I'd get out of there, just personally, if you're asking. Well, what is the design of this? Why is that hall like that? Uh, is this like an art piece? Because like it's not supposed to be up like that, and like that's obvious because like the cable is at the bottom, like where normally you'd plug things in. And it also looks like there's like a smoke detector or a fire alarm up there that they had to avoid. I guess you could be like, life is turned upside down in some way. Things feel foreign. Things from a new perspective. Oh no. Oh, it's a light bulb. But they've replaced it with that. And then there's a picture. There's like a picture of a door. Like there's meant to be a door there, but they didn't put it in. Do you guys see that? I'm not a fan of how skinny these hallways are. The door is tall. The door is tall. The door is tall. Some of the lights are on. That's what I was saying about like the burnt match smell. It could be like an electrical fire. You should probably get out of there. Once again, like the yellow walls. Oh! Ah! Ah! What was that? Who are you? Ah! Oh, okay. I'm not doing that again. But we all saw that, right? Oh, that was a big boy. Why would you look away? Why would you look away? Ah! I really don't like these skinny halls. Another room. Do we think that who's ever like filming this like didn't see that creature and that's why they're ignoring it? Or do we think they're ignoring it on purpose? Okay, this one's green, so it's different wallpaper. There's like school desks, easel. Was this something God? Be still and know that I am God. That's a fun thing to have in this room. Cool. Okay, there's more doors. Okay, and based on the shadow, I think we are a person. I really, I think more hallways. I think the skinny hallways like freak me out a little bit because like it doesn't allow for an escape route. And maybe that's the point too. It very much feels like a funnel. And I'm wondering with the point and click game, because like in point and click games, like you don't have a lot of options. Like you point and you click and that's what you do. You don't have very many options outside of that. You kind of just go along with the narrative. I do have to wonder if that's like the point and clicks like a feeling of loss of control, especially that's when like the child was taken away. That would make sense for that setting to feel like you're not fully in control of what's happening. Where this feels like you're being funneled, like you're being forced to go certain directions and there's not many escape routes and it's very confusing. I'm also going to say it is very much giving Doctor Who, giving the TARDIS, like this house is huge and it was very small on the outside. It is very like big and confusing on the inside and I'm scared of it. Like legitimately I have a bit of anxiety, but I think I just feel like a jump scare is going to happen. There's a cross on this door, and it kind of gives like that ovals a little bit, almost like a gothic like church feel to it. Can you go down the dark way or up the staircase with the cross on it? Can't have any clue. Oh, it's a stairway to nowhere. The stairs go nowhere. Okay. Would you say like it's blocked by like a gate? Maybe there's a guy named Peter at the top waiting for you. I don't know. Symbolism. Who's she? I don't like that hallway. Okay, we're going back. That room. I feel like that room we were just in has to also symbolize something else because, like, the colors are different in that room. There is less feelings of anxiety, like, because there's, like, more open space. It does have that, like, be still and know I am God, which I'm not sure what that exactly is. But, like, that, it feels like that also feels like it has meaning. Like the door in the forest, it feels like there's something more to that. No, don't zoom in. It's a door. Okay. We know it doesn't go outside. Oh, why is it up there? That's not where doors go. It's too high up to reach. Yep. Except for maybe that creature that was walking around. Yeah, that one. That's the one I was talking about. What are you? Don't know. Oh, it kind of looks like the guy from the. But it's not the guy from the closet. I know your face. Oh. Would you like to introduce all of us to your friend? Also, the no is capitalized. Interesting. I know your face. Oh, a graveyard. She is in here somewhere. Okay, another point and click game deal. Are all the crosses black? Oh no, there's some white crosses. I was like, it's interesting that all the crosses are like black. It makes it feel like they're trying to make them stand out compared to like the other white headstones. But there are other ones that are white. Okay, we're looking for someone. What's that? Wait, what was that? Go back. Yeah. It's the crib. That's not a baby. What is that? Is that a caterpillar? An inchworm? I don't like the sound it's making. Oh! It's the thing that took her. Why were you looking for her in a graveyard? To assume that Abby is no longer with us? Is she a caterpillar though? You're not how I remember you, Abby. I was assuming Abby wasn't a caterpillar before. Okay, the closet and then blood splatter. But that's where that guy was before. That is an odd closet. Why do you keep me here? I can't stay here. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Okay, so we're back where we... Sorry, so we did the reverse of that first one. Okay, small world ripple. Please forgive me. Okay, so if we're doing the reverse of what happened and we wake up, it's like point and click again. So I wonder if like that's the loss of control. Why do you keep me here? Please forgive me. It feels like who's ever waking up was at fault for Abby's disappearance somehow. They said that the doors were locked, but they're trying to like protect themselves and they barricade the wall. Or the door, I should say. Huh. Aw, little bird guys. Birdman's kind of popping out like that one guy in that one house, like with the hand first and then the neck. Okay. Okay.
How are things going?
I'm just thinking. I've had Goldie for years, and I had to bury him yesterday. It's just strange that he's gone now. Where do you think he is?
I'm not quite sure, but some people believe that when a loved one passes away, a small piece of them can come back as something else to visit you when you're sad. I don't see why it'd be different for a fish. I'm sure he'd still want to come by and check up on you.
Why did it count? That seems odd.
Someone's at the door.
Who would be out this late?
Okay, they count in fives and it counts up. And it's a little scary.
Hello?
Who's at the door?
Okay. So the conversation was that Goldie passed away. Clearly Goldie is like part of, these birds question mark lives. They had like a picture of them, part of the established household, and they had to bury them. I think Goldie is clearly Abby, the baby, symbolism wise. And then it's interesting. So knocking 5 times. Well, the other bird was saying that like, when someone dies, like a piece of them comes back. And then this butterfly comes, which is a monarch. And I think that monarchs are specifically used during the Day of the Dead. Like that's part of the symbolism of the Day of the Dead, the souls coming back because they make such a long migration from Canada all the way down to Mexico. So they're they're associated with souls of people. I wonder if like that's there. And there was the caterpillar. So is Abby also the caterpillar? So in death, Abby has changed. Who are these birds? And also it feels like there's some like culpability, like there's some guilt behind Abby's death.
It's a butterfly.
I will say, like, looking at the pictures, like, those monster things do kind of look like the birds. So are the birds the monsters? I closed my bedroom door last night. Okay. Lights won't turn on. Oh. Is something else trying to turn on the lights? There's that in the corner. Whole house is dark. I don't like any of this. It's giving me so much anxiety. Okay. It smells like burnt matches. Oh, wait. Can we see the time? Because, like, it was 9 o'clock at the bird's house. No, I don't think they're going to let you see the time on that Felix the Cat clock. Is it Felix the Cat? No, I think it's just a cat. Never mind. I had a Felix the Cat clock in college. That's why. Is that the basement? Okay. Did we go down there? That door doesn't belong there. I hate that for you. Yeah, I would leave, personally, if you were asking me. Oh, thanks for sitting us on the couch. Oh, okay, we're up now. Why do we have a window that leads into... Oh, no! No, 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 no. Oh. Is this the first time you hear him speak?
This can't be happening.
It is. This isn't my home anymore. Like, it doesn't feel like your home?
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
Okay. There with the door. Oh. Also, yeah, don't let things come out of your closet. Going back down. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Bathroom, cool. Remember how I said I hated the small hallway before? This is worse. I don't like this either. I don't like only one way in, one way out deals. It's a big chair. Weirdly shaped room again. Is that a door? Yeah. Oh, we're gonna go through it? I wouldn't. I don't like that door there. Who opened it? You tried the light switch? Really? Oh, okay, good.
God damn it.
Me getting jump scared by a light switch sound. There's a stairway down and a stairway up. I wonder what the symbolism could be. Up or down? What could it be? Oh, descending into hell. I mean, downstairs. Cool. Great. Love that. Not gonna look in that window? Haven't we seen that carpet? This reminds me of that SCP game. Hi, the Mr. Prism. Thank you so much for joining us. We're watching Obelisk. An upside down cross. Always a great sign. Love that for us. This is also feeling like, oh, dead end. I was gonna say that was starting to feel like when he was in the house. This is that ARG. Yes, it is an ARG. So like, ooh, stop. There we go. So an ARG, it's less an ARG and more what like you might call like an unfiction story. So an ARG is augmented reality game. This is a little bit more like a puzzle because it's surrealist and it is a lot of like puzzle piecing things together and a lot of symbolism involved. I have dreams that look like this exactly. So that's the other thing is this is all VFX. This is all like computer generated Lizardmen Inc. There we go. That's the name of the artist. 21-year-old who made this whole thing, and he's been doing such a great job with such like realistic, and I was also complimenting specifically the camera work where it feels like someone is holding like a camcorder, like an analog something, and I think it's done very, very well. There are times that I forget this is not like a set built. Okay, so those are the stairs he just came down. I remember this room. I don't really like these dark hallways. I'm not into it. Tight corners, even better for trying to run away. I don't like play a lot of video games, but I like watching other people play video games because I just like the story behind them and hearing things. And this feels a lot like right before the big chase scene in any video game where they try to get you in this small space and like you can only go forward, but like you have to pick like left or right and make the right decisions. Yeah, it fooled me. It looks super realistic, right? It's really, really good. And he's only 21 and like making this. So like as I was saying before, in the paranormal YouTube atmosphere, there's a lot of people who are story crafting when they really should be like reporting history. And I think instead of giving them my like appreciation and stuff like that, I would rather watch people who know they are story crafting and are being creative for that purpose and making things like that. They know this is for entertainment and they're getting everyone involved, so I'd rather give my attention to that than to unhistoric accounts of things. I can recommend playing or watching Claire Obscure. I'll have to put that down. Right now, I've been very obsessively watching people talk about the story behind No, I'm Not Human. That has been so interesting to me. Hi, Incognito. I would tell you the story, but I don't know it yet. It's very hard to piece. So far, like, what we can kind of piece together is that there's this guy, and growing up, he had a creepy thing in his closet, and now he keeps finding weird places with creepy things in it, and I think his daughter is dead and went missing, and I think he feels like he's to blame for it. So, No, I Am Not Human is also one of those really weird ones with a lot of lore behind it. I know, and I love it. It's like, as I said, I don't play video games, but like I'm also obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy, which I will never play, nor do I care to play, because the lore is so ridiculous. So I love hearing about that. It's nice to meet you too. So yeah, let's pop back into this. But yeah, if you have any video game suggestions, I most likely will not be playing them because I'm just bad at video games. And I just want to have other people play them and tell me about them. Just tell me the stories, honestly. I love that so much. Oh, he's having a great day. Yeah, he's having a great life. There's been a lot. A lot has happened. A lot of bird-like people. And just as a reminder, too, go watch this original playlist. I will link it again at the end of the stream. It is so good. This is all done as computer graphic art. So all of this, like, he created, it is not handheld film, and like once you see it move, it's going to be very impressive. My home. Okay. Once again, an angel symbol, a lot of Christian symbols flowing around here. Oh, ah, ah, ah! Why is it talking? Why is it talking? I don't like that. I didn't like seeing it. I didn't like hearing it even more so. I wish I had time to play, but music takes up so much time. But I also love to watch the mortuary. I feel like that's correct. I like to support creative folks too. Yes. There's a lot. I personally, when I'm looking into, well, not video games, when I'm looking at video games, I look at a whole slew of different people. But if I want someone to tell me about an ARG without me having to put all the puzzle pieces together, because it is rough, it's hard, you have to go on multiple platforms. I love Nightmind. He is also very good. Like, Nightmind's the name of the channel. Nick Nocturne is the host. He's very good about linking things too. And actually, he's how I found Obelisk. He had done a video. It looked interesting. Didn't watch the video yet. Was like, I'll save it. I want to do this on stream. But if you're looking to get into unfiction or ARGs, if you go to the Nightmind index, he has it all listed out of like indie artists working on these things. See? You don't need to go to creepy haunted houses to see things walking past windows. You don't need to see things popping out and moving back quickly. We don't need the top 5 ghost channels for that. We can have that here. And now, and purposeful. Technology is not my strong point. I am a miracle that I can produce and play as DJ. So please dumb down for me, lol. Makes you feel any better? I'm not even good at being a DJ. I see how Spotify works sometimes and put playlists together, but more than what I do. My brother is actually a sound engineer, and he like produces like music. Actually, he does my intro theme and exit theme to the same song. So you are better at technology than you think you are, trust me. Does it sound like it's going mm-hmm? Mm-hmm. Or is it saying a name? Oh! Yeah, it's like saying a name. Yeah, what the fuck is right? Does it sound like it's dragging something too? Like it's stepping and dragging? Or is that just me? No thank you to that. My nerves be on edge playing this. I love horror and I hate for the ghost to get me. Hee hee. Great to hear about your brother too. A lot goes into sound production and engineering. It does. And I really appreciate him. And I love him if he's watching. Which he's not because I'm the older sister. I produce my own progressive rock/metal. Oh, that's really cool. Mainly play guitar, but can also play bass and keyboard. I often use my scary, moody stuff like this as inspiration. That is really, really cool. You're in Mr. Gray's Discord, right? So I'll have to go check that out. I sing karaoke. That's as far as that goes. Actually, my husband is like recently started taking up the guitar again. And we've been having a good time of him just like picking a song and him playing on an acoustic guitar and us just singing along to it. No way too competitive for that thing to run after me. Sounds like a large hammer. Oh, interesting. A hammer. Let's listen. Or not. It's fine. It's the beauty of karaoke. You don't have, you just do it. You just do it. Amazing Prism. I have used loads of horror in my hard techno productions and piano I played since I'm 7 years. That's really, really cool. And you guys should feel very accomplished for being able to play instruments. I cannot. I'm not good at them. I don't have the patience for them. That is really fun though. My husband listens to a lot of like different music. I joke that I stopped listening to music in 2011. That's not necessarily true. I just tend to like a lot of alternative rock from that time. Now he's like kind of gotten me into listening to some like, I don't know, have I listened to anything new recent? My husband and I like anime, so we've been listening to some anime openers. He also speaks Japanese, so he can understand what they're saying, and I cannot. So it is nice for have him describe to me like what the song's about. I can't read music at all. Same girl, same. Don't remember. I face every good boy deserves fudge. That's about it. That's all I got. That's me and computers. LOL. Yeah. I try. I was in choir once upon a time. I did try to learn the piano, and then I tried violin for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean maybe 1 year in third grade, so who knows? Not me. Oh, but that's what I was going to say. Sorry. One of the things that I do find a lot of fun to do or to listen to is if you have a song and if you change like the tempo of it, but still like keep the lyrics, the meaning of the song changes based on the mood that it's set within. Lorde did this with Everyone Wants to Rule the World. She like covered that for one of the Hunger Games, and like it was so I really like how dark it sounds now. And yeah, it sounds very scary. I had another guy who did it with a Backstreet Boy song, and it was like, ooh. So I like when you can make things spooky or scary or just change the genre up. Another one of my favorites is there is a bluegrass cover of Gin and Juice, and I love it so much. Not patience. If something goes wrong, it goes to me debating on throwing the Mac out the window. Japanese wow. I follow a girl who has a white snow owl in Tokyo. That's crazy. That is insane. Tokyo is warm too. I can't imagine a snow owl enjoying it too much. See, this is why I love music. Always something to talk about, and it always unlocks memories. Yeah. That being said, this video is so much more scary without music. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely love when you remix a genre, you bring the music to life in another way. I love it so much. Another thing that like another one of our playlists that we love is Danny Gonzalez does Halloween songs, but they're just like they're like kind of like rappy Halloween songs. One of my favorites is Spooky Ho, and like the chorus is make that ass shake like that ass is scared of me. All these other spooky dudes can't compare to me. And I love it so much. So we have that too. Minty the Snowy Owl. I'm gonna have to look that up. Fear the Living Pod. Hi, Chris. Hello from Ireland, Fear. Oh, cool. I was in Ireland in April, so that's fun. This house keeps on expanding. No wonder you be afraid of something in it. Who knows who get creeping around. Exactly. This house keeps expanding. It's like a maze. It is very, very small hallways. And I was just saying before that, like, it feels like you're being funneled, like you're about to be chased. It is prime chasing hallways, and I don't appreciate it, and I don't like it. I need to keep going. Don't go in the walls. First off, now you're gonna have to make sure you don't get like fiberglass on you. Okay, I keep learning. It's a different niche than usual. It's not really paranormal. I will say that much. But I was saying, if these paranormal folks want to make up stories, if they want to, I'm not saying they all do, but if they want to, why don't we give credit to actual artists who are going and making these stories? Why is that door so tall? You'd hardly reach that handle. So I was saying before that, like, specifically with this story, since it's surreal, there's a lot of symbolism. I can't tell if it's an artistic choice or something we should be paying attention to. That some of the doorways are like gothically arched, and some of them are just like square regular doorways. This is not for little people like me. I don't think so. Have you seen the bird creature? It needs tall, it needs tall, skinny things. This is a house built for the bird creature. The Winchester house, though, it keeps getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, like this feels very church-like, does it not? And like there's been like other Christian symbols throughout this story, but like specifically these archways feel very church-like. It reminds It reminds me kind of like fake demo years back. The PT. Are you talking about? Game, not fake. Are you talking about like that one where like you'd circle back and around and it was supposed to be like something for Silent Hill, but it never got released? I think it's like PT. I think that's what that's called. Let me know. The walls are changing. I have noticed and thought was one portal like structure of a kind of versus real life structure. Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's also one of the videos that were prior that like was very point and click game. Like it very much felt like someone was just like going forward and it was like you stop, go, stop, go. And I wonder if that had something to do with like feeling out of control. Chris says yes. Okay, so yeah, PT that never got released. Yes, I could see what you mean. And I think if you think that way, Chris, you might also like Layers of Fear. This kind of also reminds me a little bit of Layers of Fear. Once again, disclosure, I don't play video games. I just watch other people talk about video games. So, I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't ask me a video game question. The walls are changing. Yeah. But that's okay. So that's the thing. I think he feels guilty about his daughter disappearing. And so, like, he feels out of control in some way. And things don't feel normal. This is also a lot like the Backrooms. Yes, very much a liminal space. A place that we've all seen these kind of houses. I think that also has to do with the yellow wallpaper and the yellow like the yellow walls, because it goes with that liminal space. And I don't know if that's a nod to that, but I also thought maybe that's a nod to that story, the yellow like the yellow walls, where like that woman goes like clinically insane while staring at like yellow wallpaper. And I wonder if that like the choice of yellow is also a nod to that. I played that. Okay, Layers of Fear. Very cool. That sounded mean. I didn't mean it that way. It is very cool that you played. I don't play. I'm going through. It's very Alice in Wonderland vibe in the way that is interchangeably shaped and while less colors, etc., it still has mystery. Yeah. But I thought it dragged a little. Oh, Layers of Fear? I could see that. Isn't there like 5 different versions of it? Layers dragged to me. Yeah, I gotcha. Is this trauma response related of him to imagine that it's real, but his guilt is for the whole different outcome? Maybe it is a trauma response. Yeah, Joan, with that have a cookie tone. So I used to be a teacher. I am very good at that. Wow, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. I'll put that on the fridge. You can have a cookie. Pat, pat, pat. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'm very nice. Anyway. Okay, and that was the door he entered this like side of the house on, which was on its side on the floor. Oh. And this is a room we saw in a previous video. I've seen this room before, yes. Except there was no outside. And the walls are green, which I think has to be something. I'm intrigued now. Lord. I'm Cisco marching on. It's not Glory, Glory, Hallelujah, but it's like the department store couldn't afford that version of the song. That looks like a layers of your room with the easily has. You think the fruit's gonna fall out of it any second now? There was another time they were playing like, oh, there's the bird guy I was telling you about, kids. Remember? Don't go that way. Run. I wouldn't stop to try to crawl through. Looks open to the whole house, losing power, and boom. Yeah. Okay. So he found himself back here. And now the walls are green. And that feels purposeful. It's the owl from the last Airbender. Ugh. Music reminds me of sunny days. Okay. Another owl reference. This is fun. Yeah. Wisdom. Athena, she be with us. Oh. This is my childhood home. Why are your lamps and clocks so tall? It's really loud. We moved not long after Dad passed. Okay, some childhood trauma. We love that for you. Reminds me of random Suno music creation. Oh, okay. I could see that. There's a lot of triangle rooms, and I feel like that's also purposeful, but I don't know what it could mean. There's stairs leading to nowhere again. Defo, see their time. I'm too short. I'm too able to say yes. It's very dark in this house. That's a big chair. Why is that chair so big? Boob TV. David. Oh! I was short. I mean, you're fine, David. The house is very tall. It's a little misleading. I was saying before, it sounded like the creatures were calling a name. They're like, meh, meh. So, like, I guess David would work. So I wonder if they were calling for him in, like, that weird distorted voice. This is my old bedroom. Cool. Yes. Nothing has changed. Was the lamp always that tall? And then closets. And these are the closets that we started the series with. Wait, he's seeing the houses when he was small? Maybe that's why everything... Oh, that's a good point. Maybe he's seeing things like when he was small. Thinking that too. Okay, maybe. It's odd that he instinctively went to the closet because that's where we first see this creature. now he's gonna go hide in the closet, and it looks like someone's staying in there. Is he staying in there? Is he hiding in there? Okay. Okay. Something skeletons in the closet. I'm feeling close to that. Also looks like he's hiding in there. And he says they moved there. Or he moved from there, or they moved there after his dad died. No wonder they have the ones from the Amityville, the gaps in the closet, waiting to see your peering eyes. Oh, we'll watch the first one again. That's only a minute, and you'll see about peering eyes. You wait. But I wonder if he hid from his parents. David. David. Thought they were KO in the closet. Yeah, so I just want to show you the first one again really quickly. And hey, that lamp isn't as tall, and that clock is not as tall. I feel lied to. I'm gonna live in a padded room with no closet. Do you see him? Do you guys see him yet? There he is! He's in my closet! Chris, you missed it before, but I said that I do karaoke, and that's as hard as I go. And then Mr. Prism and Incognito were like, we're real artists. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. I'm numerically dyslexic bad. There is something called dyscalculia, which is usually the confusion of very low, like not low, but like very basic math forms, like getting confused with like addition and subtraction. But also dyslexia can just affect numbers as well. A while back they were doing a study, and I think they'd found some people with dyslexia. So like if you have your eyeball here, and then this is like a mirror behind your eyeball, and it like flips the images that you're seeing, and then your brain interprets it. So it's the mirror part is like curved. They're finding some people with dyslexia, or like reported dyslexia, were having it completely flat, which means that the image was getting messed up and not being able to be processed by the brain. I don't know if they found that with all, and that study was done 10, 12 years ago, so I'm sure there's updated studies on it, but just something that's interesting. Can't sing anything. Oh, I can sing anything, just not well. That's what karaoke's for. I appreciate your talent. I get numbers backwards. I can't diagnose. Do you have trouble with left and right? Did you have trouble learning how to tie your shoe? Do you mispronounce words a lot? Just saying. The music I make is pretty much just mathematics. Yeah, I think that's also why I'm not good at math either. Surprise, surprise. I think that's why I was never good at music. The trying to keep count in your head messes me up severely. Prism, hence I can't master. I can't get it done, but mastering, nah, nope, not for me. LOL. As I said, like my husband recently has been working on like playing guitar and just like picking it back up. When we first met, he was playing trumpet. We met in high school. So he was playing trumpet, and he is like good at playing guitar and stuff like that. And he's an engineer, and I feel like that math has something to play with that and just the science of it all. I'll go to mix down, pre-master, and goodbye then. Yeah. And as I said, my brother is like a sound engineer, and he like produces music, and that's really interesting. And then my brother-in-law is also a sound engineer. Don't know how that happened, and he's also really good at guitar. And I just sit here and I'm like, I like when the words on the screen go by and I know those words. I just want to say you're highly intelligent and good at this work, by the way. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I know I'm highly intelligent. That sounds bad. I don't think I'm not smart. I think I am smart. I have a belief that no one is actually stupid. I think there's the idea of multiple intelligences, and I think some people are just smart in one spot and not smart in another spot. So this is where I'm okay with my knowledge in. random knowledge about the paranormal, I'm pretty okay about that. So, and I like to talk. So yeah, probably. I have a degree in analytical physics and chemistry. See? That's my point. Actually, my husband is a material science engineer. So also has a lot of that like chemistry background as well, interestingly enough. I think you know how to read words on a screen, and that makes you ahead of most right there. So I know we're all meeting each other, but this is a safe place, right? We can be safe about things, right? So I was diagnosed with dyslexia when I was in the 3rd grade. And I have always had a secret fear that I'm not actually dyslexic and I'm just illiterate and I can't read. And I told my friends this secret fear one time and they laughed at me. So now the ongoing joke is that like if I read something, they're like, "Ooh, how are you able to read that if you can't read?" And I was like, "I don't know, it's actually written in wingdings. I just make it up." Am I reading the words on the screen? Can I read? Who knows? I have a degree in addiction and community development and the services that are provided in those settings. That's really cool. So I went to school for education and I was a special ed teacher for a little while, and I wasn't great at that job. A lot of it was like just the environment I was in. I think if I was to go back and do it all over again, I would want to go into educational law or educational advocacy, because it's a lot, especially in the States, of like, hey, this is what best practices, this is what you should be doing, and then when it comes time to actually do it, there's no time or you can't afford it, and a lot of kids fall through the cracks that way, and it sucks. And in the same way that, like, so my husband and I are talking about possibly having children at some point. And because I'm dyslexic, I think it's very important, and it's genetic, gets passed down. I think it's very important that I put our kids in supplemental reading as soon as possible. No matter what the school system is, I think their education needs to be supplemented in a way that I can predict that it's going to be. So yeah, I'll get off that soapbox now. I'm actually very more pro harm reduction than anything else and have a very strong passion for working with men who are victims of DV&D. Yes, I think that's lovely. There needs to be a lot more community in general. So thank you. I really appreciate that service. So you aren't stupid. You're just afraid you are stupid. Yeah. And I pay a therapist. What of it? You don't have imposter syndrome? Whoop-de-doo. Good for you for having some confidence. You read just fine. Thanks. That's cool. It's really, really cool. I also have my own study in my own time of criminal psychology and substance legal and illegal, with the working off their compounds and their uses and how their work or affect the mind and body. That's really cool. Thank you. Yeah, laugh it up. Yuck it up. Go ahead. You have racing thoughts? Oh, some of us out here don't have generalized anxiety. Must be nice. No, I don't think I'm stupid, but I'm afraid I'm stupid. Only with certain things. You know, like the important things, like reading. And then paranormal, demonology, music shit. I'm a freak, but I like to know things. I love that. Do not get me wrong. So, like, with my channel specifically, and with my views of the paranormal, what I find most interesting is how the paranormal is a narrative. We tell these ghost stories, alien stories, cryptid stories, all these stories, but that's what they are. They are stories. So I always like to think of like 3 things, and I've mentioned this before. Like 3 things when hearing a paranormal story is: who is telling me the story? Why are they telling me this story? Why are they telling me the story like this? And I feel like a lot of things get uncovered when we look at the paranormal through that lens. So, like, in a way, I don't even care if the paranormal is real. What, like, real, like, factual, tactical, like, you can touch it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can see the rainbow. I don't know. What I care most about is why did that become a story, and what in our human minds made that a story. By the way, I have a uniquely different answer to your question to debunkers why people hate them. Please tell me. You can either write me a dissertation here, and I will grade it. Just kidding, I won't grade it. You can tell me here in the chat, or I know that you've seen me on Instagram. You can type me up a little private message on Instagram or an email, ladiesfright@gmail.com. Feel free to write me an email. I would love to hear your answer behind it. Or leave me the longest comment under that video. I will like it. And I will interact with it. I will warn that all the YouTube gurus that I've been watching, so I want to get my videos watched, so I'm trying to learn the tips and tricks of YouTube. They say to wait a week to answer the comments, so I am gonna wait a week to answer the comments, but I am liking all of them. So thank you, Chris. I would love to hear your answers to the point. And by the way, you'll be a fabulous person to become a mama bear. Aw, I will cry. Don't do that. I have to say, on debunking, I do love to say some are genuinely spot on about people, and people do exploit their viewers' vulnerabilities. I think they do. And sometimes I don't even think it's on purpose because of the way that YouTube is set up. That, like, your view and your attention makes, like, that's what I get a value, what I get as a reward out of it. So maybe we can talk about it. Oh my God, are you inviting me over to your house? I'd love to come. Can I bring a bottle of wine? DM me. We'll talk about it. I think you know where I stand with this based off the discussion I had with Pomp in the chat of that video, which I also found very interesting. And I did mention at the top of this, which I don't think you were in the chat yet. I use the term cynic specifically in there because I feel like people use it as an insult or use it to dismiss arguments of skeptics. I don't think anyone I talk to is a cynic. And the reason I specifically don't think that is anyone who's making paranormal content. So let me back up. A cynic is someone, in my mind, and I will say this is my definition or my understanding of it after doing that, is someone who won't even engage with the argumentation, with the debate, with the points being brought up. They just won't engage. They're very much, you can go, hey, the sky is blue, and they'll go, I don't give a shit. I don't even look at the sky. I live in a house under a ceiling. I don't care what it's doing outside. That's a cynic. So if people are coming in and they're questioning the paranormal, if they're debunking the paranormal, they're engaging with the argument, so they can't be a cynic. So, like, none of the people I talk to are cynics, and I did just want to bring up that point that I don't feel like anyone is, and it is just a term that, like, people use to insult, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit anybody that we're talking about. No one's a cynic, because if they were a cynic, they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be part of this conversation. So, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Prism, I feel like that's what you were trying to say, is that, like, you didn't need that word included, or you felt like it was just used as an insult. It's not actually used as a proper label to things. And, like, yeah, I agree with you. I think the argument kind of ends. I shouldn't say I agree with you. You haven't told me yet. I think the argument, and when I say argument, I don't mean a fight. I mean one point and a counterpoint. I think the argument gets closed down once you start calling people names. And at this point, cynic is a name. I think people need to be honest about their channels and the content they have been putting out. I'd rather honesty. And I think that's fair. I think the way that you do that is by either leaving them a comment and engaging with them with a critical yet empathetic approach. Understand that these are content creators. This is their job. This is what they do. They make something that is to entertain you. They might be toting it as educational. They might not be. So you can engage with it that way. Or the other argument is, or the other side of it is, you don't engage with it and you don't give them the views and you don't give them your attention, because that's what's feeding it. Questions are not wrong, and it's healthy to ask and search and seek answers from something that's not making sense, maybe. Yes. You know, Kenny Biddle says never stop learning. I'm going to throw in there never stop questioning. And I don't mean being obnoxious and being like, how do I know gravity exists? I don't mean that. But I do think that you should be aware that not everybody has your best intentions in mind. Even like with me as a content creator, I want views and I want attention. That's the reason for making this. You know, it is a creative outlet for me, but also I do get satisfaction from people looking at it. And I don't think that's wrong, but there are just some people out there who want to exploit. I think that's the thing. And that's why I included Anthony Gramilia's like note in there about what a grifter is, about someone who takes a problem that either doesn't exist or the problem does exist but doesn't have an answer and tries to sell you the answer. And I think you just need to be wary of, what is this person trying to sell me? And sometimes with YouTube creators, it could be, I'm trying to sell myself. As of right now, up front, I'm trying to sell myself and my perspective of the paranormal to people. Not to get on like a huge rant with that. Prism, I'm fine with you using it to describe something or use it as a talking point. Okay, I agree with you. I had to look up the dictionary definition of what being a cynic actually is. It's having a negative view on things. It's not just not caring about the sky being blue. Okay, it's actually hating the fact that the sky is blue. Okay. I do think that there are dictionary definitions, and I don't disagree with that. And I could see it being for hating something. I think we also need to think about how people use it colloquially as well, or like use it in general. And that's also why when I was talking about my definitions, I wanted to ask people within the debunking community about these words. I'm not a debunker, like a YouTube debunker. I'm not a seg. I'm not a beardo. I'm not even really like a Stevie or a Florio. To be honest, I don't really care about ghost hunting, so I'm not looking to see like what's not what's not true or what's being faked. I find the narratives personally interesting, and that's why I wanted to ask about their definitions of it and their narratives of it. And you know, what I came up with was based on like what they had all said. So I think I don't disagree. I think cynic has a very negative term to it. But once again, I don't think anyone hates the paranormal that I talk to. And I think it's kind of like a lame excuse to be like, oh, I'm just not going to talk to you because you clearly hate the paranormal. When they don't. They spend hours watching, editing, creating based on the paranormal. I see what you're saying with like the dictionary definition having a negative connotation to it and like being negative. Yeah, everyone, Joan doesn't even have your best interest at heart. I don't know you. Like, I don't mean to sound mean. I have the general best interest for people. I want the best for people, but I don't know you as an individual. Like, just as like a general thing to anyone who sees this or sees this later. I don't know you as an individual. That's where that parasocial relationship comes from. I don't know you. You know some things about me, but like even then, like you don't know me like my husband knows me or like my best friend knows me. Like, I'm gonna keep things to myself. I think that's only natural. You know, this is a performance of some kind. Everyone does that who has a public platform. They put on a performance, and the ones that like in a little too much end up on those gossip channels. And I'm maybe not going to end up on a gossip channel. I don't know. Maybe I will. That'd be kind of fun. No, because it's never for a good thing. It's never like, oh, this person like saved like 50 puppies from a burning building. I'll think about that. I'll think about what I want my legacy to be with the gossip channels. I have personally asked a question to a channel as it has a personal reflection on my own origins, as I'm not from Ireland. Although I have extensive knowledge on the area. So I asked and they wouldn't reply, but they do very publicly avoid direct support, suggestions of help, or questionable the nature of how it started. People can do as they please, but upfront, I love the paranormal. I'm just a bit upfront. Black and white is what it is, to be honest. I can't do fake, it or not for me. I think that's completely fair. I also don't think it's good practice to not take some suggestions. Sometimes people in the comments are just gonna say things to just because they're having a bad day, and everyone else needs to also have a bad day. There are internet trolls. We know they're internet trolls. They don't come to you with a good faith argument. But I think not engaging with good faith arguments is bad practice. I will give a little leniency in the way that sometimes it's hard to tell tone from a comment, so you don't know what is a good faith practice or a good faith argument. For myself personally, I was already playing with this idea. I think if people start watching me more, if people start listening to what I'm saying and they're like, ugh, she got that wrong, or like, oh, she missed part of that argument. I was thinking that I would like to do maybe once a year, once a quarter, however necessary it is, to do live streams where I correct myself or add in new information. Like, oh, actually, I found this out, or oh, I found this. Because, yeah, as I said, I want to keep questioning and I want to keep learning about this. And also, I'm just a girl Googling like the rest of us. I can get things wrong, and I'm totally fine with that, and I'm totally open to new perspectives. I think it's a good way to learn. You do have to come with people with a good faith argument, though. And I'm not saying that you're not, but it is hard to tell tone through text. What are your views on ghost hunters using devices to find ghosts? To me, it's really silly to hunt for ghosts from the 1800s with high-tech gadgets. I think it's hot take. Everyone behind, chef behind, coming in with a hot take. I think it's stupid to hunt with gadgets, period, because none of them show that you're getting a ghost. So I don't get why you'd use a gadget. And I think I might do an episode talking about consumerism and the paranormal and how people keep getting gadgets, and I don't understand why, because they're pieces of crap. I was watching Seg's recent video, and they had the radio surfing thing, but it looked like a planchette piece, and it had waves coming through, and I was like, damn, that would be such a cool music speaker. Why are they using it for ghosts? Yeah, I think hunting with ghost equipment's really stupid, and I think the more advanced it gets, I just said I don't think anyone's stupid. I think people's actions are stupid sometimes. People aren't stupid. People's actions are stupid. But yeah, I'm sad now because I'm not sure I put on a performance. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. You didn't put on a performance? How's that ghost doing in your house? Who said that? Not me. I would never. There are so many trolls and mentally ill people that it has become very hard to know if you are talking to genuine people. Not only trolls and mentally ill, but also the dead internet theory, where there are robots, and that is actually a problem. There are so many bots that comment on YouTube videos, and they will latch on to something that you have said, and they won't let it go. I've had experience, not with this channel, but I've had experience with another channel where people would make comments about the same two or three things, and it was not relevant at all. And I'm convinced they are bots. There is no way you can convince me otherwise. I just leave them off. Humans are humans too. No need to seek out people an argument. An argument is personally because they say it's from my place of birth out of true interest. I was interested in how they came to be where it is, and I don't worry. It wasn't disrespectful or anything. I didn't get a reply, so that's a clear answer to that. Yeah, as I said, I'm not going to go in and assume that you came in, already ready to have a fight. Just explaining like, I'm also not going to do devil's advocate. I'm really bad at devil's advocate. Just explaining where someone could come from with that. And yeah, I don't blame you for being curious. Anytime someone comes up with a Jersey Devil, I'm on it. I gotta watch what they're saying. I gotta know what they're saying about Mrs. Leeds. Yes, how would you know it's haunting in the first place? No one is talking around with an EMF. Yeah, or walking around with an EMF. Yeah, I've never been officially ghost hunting. Let me throw that out there. That's also why I'm not into the debunking, because I'm like, I don't know, I haven't done it to begin with. But I did grow up with like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures and Most Haunted, all those shows. But I really became disillusioned with ghost hunting gadgets when I went to Gettysburg and we were on a ghost walking tour and they had an EMF detector and they're like, yeah, it always lights up right here. And then we walked by a telephone pole and it lit up. And they're like, and I'm like, guys, it's right there. There's a power box on it. So I was like, got it. Cool. Understand where we're going with this. Got it. Noted. So yeah, that's why I think tools are also really stupid. Become very disillusioned very quickly. Paranormal is a business too, and they all want to bring out the next big thing to use apps or tools or whatever makes money. Absolutely. And that's also, I want to talk about consumerism in the paranormal with stuff like that. I also highly suggest, look at me plugging myself, watch, if you have the chance to watch my Blue Lady episode. I talk about paranormal tourism in there, and that is in the hundreds of millions of dollars industry. And it's because like they can take an abandoned building and they can just come up with a story and then include it on the mile walk that you go on, and they get money for it. I'm not trying to say it's a bad thing. I think it's a really interesting thing for a town to be able to use their buildings like that and their history, but it is very interesting when you think about recent developments with places being bought, being sold, how much they're charging for them, for ghost hunting tours. So yeah. Oh, the apps are the worst. Absolutely. I don't believe any apps at all. That's not true. The one that I found funny was when TikTok had that like filter that like showed like heat spots. Some of those were very creepy. Okay, so in that one, that was a performance, lol. The ghostly stories, though, they were real. I mean, like, yeah, people have experiences of some kind. Can't always be explained. And that's also what I find interesting. I think firsthand accounts are interesting, too. If it is something that, like, our mind made up, why did our mind make that up? And I think that's so interesting still. So, like, I think that's kind of why I gravitated toward the skeptic community. Because even if you go, actually, that thing's not what it was said to be. It's actually X, Y, and Z. The explanation to me is just as like interesting and just as entertaining as the baseline like story as is. I think that's the thing. You can't ruin it for me because I still find it interesting. And then I go, why do we tell that story? What's going on there? And that might also come from my love of folklore. Because like for the most part, we agree that like folklore stories, they were just tales that were told for XYZ reasons. But like that's what's so interesting. Why did we tell those tales? Why did we talk about them? You hear like this story and they're like, oh yeah, it was 50 years ago that this happened. And then and they're like, no, it was like 100 years ago, and just like the mismatching of details, and that's what makes like the story even grander. Like it becomes this like I went out fishing tale. I love it. I just love knowing the reason why we've possibly said some of these things. Some of these stories have possible reasons for dark, and I don't love the reasons, but I love finding out the reasons. Can I be weird and ask you if they are puffy clouds behind you? They are not puffy clouds. That's also not weird. They are rose, like fake flowers. I got them because I thought I was going to put sound paneling up there and then hang those from the sound paneling so it didn't look ugly. And then I ended up not hanging the sound panelings, but I felt like this needed something visual to like come together because it's so crowded over here, but I can't put anything over there because there's a door to a closet. I have to be honest that the ghost stuff is all a bit new to me. Never cared much about it. I'm more of a UFO guy, but also skeptical from a perspective. Here's the thing. I am not a UFO girly. I think statistically there has to be life outside of ours. I'm not even going to say intelligent life. I just think there's life. I don't think they've visited me. And then the people who have talked to me about UFO stuff, maybe they gave me information in a bad way. Because it always ends up being a little a little racist. It's always a little racist when they tell me stuff. Like, I remember this one person was telling me that reptilians are genetically designed to be violent. Like, it's in their DNA to be violent. And I went, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that you said that. And I once had an argument with a person about the moon landing being fake and how they didn't think we had the science to go to the moon. And I'm not going to get into it because there are words that I can't say on YouTube about that. But yeah. So yeah, UFOs never really interest me. I do find it interesting that some people who believe in like aliens and UFO stuff, come up with and think that everything that's paranormal is aliens. That is such an interesting way to take things. Jody Music, hi, welcome. I personally experience in paranormal, but I'm useless with UFOs. Now I've got a very good friend, DJ, also huge into UFOs. Yeah, I gotta diversify my portfolio and talk about aliens at some point, but like, I find it so hard. I love the roses, so thank you for saying no. Yeah, no, it's not. I got them. You probably don't have it where you are. I got these at Michael's. They had paneling for some reason, I guess to make like a floral wall. And I said, I'm not making a floral wall. I'm just going to make paneling. I do think there's life elsewhere, and I'm a see it or believe it myself kind of person. I get that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm not that interested in it, unfortunately. I believe Roswell happened, but Kenny wouldn't let me talk about it. He would let you talk about that, or just in general wouldn't let you talk? Let me know. Yeah, there are all kinds of UFO weirdos. Yeah, I mean, there are weirdos everywhere. There are cryptid weirdos, there are ghost weirdos, there are UFO weirdos. They're all big weirdos, and that's why they like each other and go to conventions. Sometimes you need people to be weirdos with. Jody, been missing a bit from YouTube lately. Really enjoyed your Debunker Skeptic. Brain Scroll ate the title video, so well done. Thank you. I really appreciate it. That was my first premiere. Florio talked me into doing a premiere. I did the premiere. I was so excited for it. It's doing well by my standards. If you don't mind, I have to say it. As part of my new YouTube endeavor. Please like and comment on that, or just share it with a friend if you can, if you know anyone interested in that. I was working on it for a while. I was really excited about the concept. I was so excited to talk to everybody. Thank you so much for complimenting it. It is truly my baby right now. I really, really loved working on that, and I hope to work with other people in the near future. Sorry, as I said, the chat keeps jumping. And the chat is jumping. Wait, who? Lizard people? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure on this. Incognito, they're reptilians? Yeah, they're like lizard people. Don't ask me, I'm not good at this. Okay, this was for you, Chris, so just pay attention. Roswell happened for sure, but I don't think there was aliens involved. I think that was a distraction, but I don't know enough about it. That's another thing. UFOs often go with conspiracy theories. I'm not a conspiracy theory girly. Some people are just too panicked and paranoid, and it's not me. Plushies are fab also. Thank you. That one's from Costco specifically, but these other ones are all from like TJ Maxx Home Goods. Kenny shut me down. Yeah, that's fair. I've seen something in the sky that I could identify. Doesn't mean it's aliens. That's also very fair. Mr. Prism, have you ever heard of encounters of the fifth kind? Let me know about that. I said, I think Roswell happened, and he just bluntly looked at me in the camera and shouted, no. How very northeast coast of him. Couldn't say I wouldn't do the same. Sorry, let's get that back up. I'm not there either on conspiracy theories. I can't bandwagon, and I'm no way at being paranoid. It's also like, I feel like it falls apart so quickly the minute you go, why would you do that? And they're like, oh, they want to control you. I was like, they control you in other ways, my friend. They don't need to come up with this elaborate thing that probably costs a ton of money. There's this podcast called, it's based off the stuff they want you to know, but it's called The Stuff They Don't Want You to Know, and they talk about like conspiracy history and stuff like that. They said, and I've held this to my heart when thinking about conspiracy theories, the more people involved in a conspiracy, the less likely it is to stay secret. Therefore, if you're hearing like this whole like, oh, it's multiple governments doing things. It's probably not. We can't get any of our governments to agree on anything. Why would they all be working together for a new world order? Answer me that. The funny thing is, even the UFO debunkers have to go into conspiracy territory. Yeah, they do. It's usually not nice to certain groups of people. That's all I'm saying. Fourth or fifth, CE4 is a horror movie. CE5 is a scam that Stephen Greer sells. I'm talking about CE5. I know Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind. I learned about CE5 and it was someone telling me this, and I was in a professional setting, as professional as it could be, and I did a lot of nodding going, interesting. That is interesting. Those words would come right from your mouth. Oh, okay. Wait, there was a movie years ago, I see it in cinema, The Fourth Kind, that was interesting. Yes. So, like, from what I understand, encounters, like, there's certain labels of close encounters. Close encounters of the fourth kind is when aliens contact us, but close encounters of the fifth kind is when you contact the aliens. And their methods of doing so are very interesting. The person I was talking to was like, you need to be pure of heart. And they're, sounds like we're going on a quest for the Holy Grail. You need to be pure of heart and golden in soul. And they were saying that, like, aliens live amongst us, but they don't want to, like, show themselves because they know we would be scared, and they're just waiting till, like, we're all peace and love to, like, reveal themselves. And then I was just like, why isn't, what standard of morals do aliens have? Like, what makes you think that, like, my version of, like, love and peace is the same version of an alien have? It's not even the same version as, like, my husband or my next door neighbor has. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? How can what value system does the aliens have? Someone explain this to me. But don't actually explain it to me because my eyes will gloss over a little bit. That's not true. You can explain it to me and I will pay attention and be respectful. I promise. Too much weird in normal life. Conspiracy theories are more than my brain can have time for. Too busy losing my keys. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Actually, I was thinking that I might do a couple of streams where I go over Shane Dawson when he was doing conspiracy theories and just talk about them, because if I already find them ridiculous, Shane Dawson telling me them will make me find them even more ridiculous. Oh, the Stephen Greer method. To answer your question, yes, I know about the fifth kind. I wish I could believe in that stuff, but everything Greer touches is shit. He truly is King Midas in reverse. I just find it so fascinating what people try to tell me sometimes. I'm going to tell you something about the fifth kind off air later. I never say it publicly. Oh, I was going to make a joke, but it'd be inappropriate, so I won't do that. Let's say 10 more minutes and then I gotta wrap it up because I have a day job. Anyone else? Got any questions, comments, concerns? Am I putting you on the spot now? Do you feel nervous? Do you feel too exposed? Do you feel seen? What is it? What's going on? It's easy to get carried away on live when the chat is popping. Yes. Popping bottles in the ice. Like a blizzard. Speaking of which, we got like a snowstorm. Not really a snowstorm. We had snow. So in other words, I need to hush. You don't need to hush. You can always take this comments back to my comment section and or follow me on Instagram, Blue Sky, or Facebook, or Threads. I'm also on there. And we can keep the chat going there. My YouTube voice. Thank you for this. No, thank you for this. Thanks for coming on. It's 6 a.m. here. Did I keep you awake? I really hope I didn't. Everyone should go to bed at a reasonable hour. But it's my birthday. Don't care. Oh my God. Happy birthday. Everyone, say happy birthday immediately, right now. Say happy birthday. Jody did it. Jody did it. Okay. I appreciate your time and education. Thank you. Oh my God. Happy getting older day. Yeah. We love a happy birthday. Happy birthday. I feel like I finally know who Ladies Fright that keeps saying hi in chats. Yeah. I'm always there. I'm just chilling. I'm just hanging out. Just screaming into the void, hoping someone notices me. Notice me, senpai. Thank you. You're very welcome. I really hope that you're starting your day and not ending your day. I hope you have the happiest of birthdays and that your clothes smell fresher than usual, and that your morning beverage of choice tastes a little bit more flavorful. That's what I hope for you on your birthday. It's you go to sleep. Guys, go to sleep. It's bedtime. Do you need me to sing you a lullaby? Joy channel like Jody, I enjoyed it so much. You know I enjoy when you come and talk. Dragon Ranger, hiding this whole time. Maybe, I don't know that. But thank you for coming, Dragon Ranger, and thank you for saying happy birthday. No, I'm ending my day. Okay, well, I hope you have the softest and coolest pillow right now. Or if you want to be a warm blanket, I hope you have the sweetest of dreams. Dragon's been lurking. I appreciate that. Never let him know your next move. I'm going to put in Lizardmeninc's YouTube in the chat. Please be sure to go check it out. He has, as I mentioned, Obelisk out as a short series. I believe it's still continuing. The last one was made last month that we just watched. But he also has fun things on here like Skibbity Toilet analog horror animation. Go check it out. So I highly suggest doing so. Time for the biggest sleepies. Please have a great rest, everyone. Be safe and all that stuff. Please make sure to like the stream if you haven't done so already. I'm trying out this new thing that I just put in my most recent video. I filmed the videos far in advance because I'm afraid that I'm not going to get them out in time. So you won't see this for a while, but I'm trying something new. They tell you to have a something that brings people back, something that makes people feel special when you ask them to a call of action. So my new call of action is going to be, if you like, subscribe, or comment on this video, you will be 10% more. 10% more. That could be 10% smarter, 10% funnier, 10% better at that one party trick that you do, 10% better smelling. Who knows? Who knows? You won't know what 10% more you're getting until you like, comment, and or subscribe. You can do all the three, actually. But yeah, also if you want to find me, as I mentioned, you can click the link tree in the bio. I'm on YouTube, obviously. I'm on Twitch. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. Come follow me there. Sometimes I say things that are kind of interesting. I do live streams every other Tuesday starting right now. We'll see if it's more popular. Maybe I'll add on a second night. But as I said, I really appreciate that. Let's see. Everyone's saying thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Good times. Have a good night, Leash Fright. I really appreciate that. I am going to go to bed. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Be safe. Be healthy. Keep on partying. Or go to bed. Either one. Night.